Yeah, no yoga for Bernie today. Hi, Pauline. Gonna do some neck stuff today.
Hi, Pauline. Hi, Pauline.
Ladies, say hi. All right. So you could be on your chair or standing for this class. I'm going to do a lot of it on the chair. And whenever I'm on the chair, you can be standing. Let's warm up our necks first. But we'll do our standing warm up. Breathe in, sweep up. Breathe out, bring our hands back towards the mat. Flowing all on your own, just starting to check in with our breath. See how your shoulders are feeling. Notice the air on our skin as our arms move through the universe. Moving through the air. If you bring that attention to your hands, you might even feel little goosebumps start as you really, really focus on feeling the air on your skin. One more. We'll hold it all the way up at the top. Grab our right hand or our right wrist and tip over towards the left. You could be on your chair if that feels better. All the way back up, extend and stretch our left wrist, tip over. It's time for a vacation for your brain, just to bring into the breath. We'll come back up to the top, clasp our hands together, all the way up, tip over without pulling on our wrists over to one side, over to the other. Wonderful. Flowing through our chair now, breathing in, sweeping up. Exhale, sitting our hips back onto our chair. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, sitting back. Moving at your own pace. Letting go as always of any competition during our practice. Any feelings of expectation that we might set on our own bodies during our practice or even our day to day. Let go of expectations. Live in each moment fully. One more flowing chair. We'll be turning that one into a flowing airplane, hinging at our hips. Relatively straight in our legs. We got a little bit of a bend. So if you are taking care of your back, you could have a big bend. You could also have your hands at your heart if you're taking care of your shoulders. And we'll still feel the warming sensation down the back of our legs into our lower back. One more flowing airplane, turning that one into a full flowing forward fold, a big hinge right towards the mat. The head goes heavy, and then we sweep all the way back up, diving forward and reverse diving up. A few more times, about 10 actually. Extending our neck long and then letting the top of the head face the floor at the bottom. Inhaling up, exhaling down. We could have as big of a bend in our legs. I love those leggings, Jane. I just noticed they have butterflies on them. Wonderful. Coming all the way to your forward fold. And then our halfway lift. Let's bring our hands today right behind our knees. Noticing our knees, being aware of our knees, looking at the mat about 3 feet in front of our toes. So a long, long neck. And then back to forward fold. Let the head be heavy now. If the eyes are open, they're looking back between your calves or towards your heels. Back up to halfway lift, lengthening the spine, drawing the belly button up towards the spine, pressing down into both of our feet. And we have a softness in our knees, widening through our sit bones. Fold again, exhale. All the way up. Inhale, take your time to come up. We'll bring our hands to our heart and step our left foot back to turn onto our moonflowers. Our toes turning out towards the top corners of our mat. And let's start to flow. Rise up, breathe in, breathe out, bend our elbows, bend our knees. Into our moonflowers as a wonderful way to warm up our hips. We want to shift our weight back towards that back long edge of your mat. Imagining a chair sitting back there. You can have your hands at your heart, or they can be flowing. Some ways to modify, of course, not going down so far, or bringing your elbows right down towards your knees or your thighs, or drawing the elbows back towards your back pockets, stretching across the chest and lengthening the neck. We can stay here in moonflower or turn it into a sunflower, reaching towards the mat, still bending our knees. Sweep up, pressing into our feet, and then bending again. About 10 flowing sunflowers with your own breath and body. Letting go of your morning, coming back to the heart. One more, we'll be holding up in goddess pose. So that's the chest up, knees bent. But for today, let's bring our hands back behind our head. Clasping our fingers together. Take a moment to check in with the knees, feel the pelvic floor strong and steady. Let's take our left elbow towards our right knee. Left elbow, left knee, same side. Come back up to the top. Think about your right elbow and it goes towards your right thigh. Stretching down one side of our body. And then we'll come up and release. TikTok those feet together. Make your way so they turn back up towards the top of the mat. And we'll move either down onto the mat for cat and cow, or you can go onto your chair for cat and cow. So either a seated cat and cow, or you're down on all fours for cat and cow. Take your time getting there if you don't like getting up and down. So once we're down, if we're going to go down, we start to flow through cat and cow. One vertebrae at a time. Starting, if it feels nice for you, at your back, at the lower back, you start to tuck the tail under, roll one vertebrae at a time, shoulders separate, and then the head lets go and releases. Then starting back at the tail, rolling through one vertebrae at a time until our chin lifts. Starting at the base, rolling through, or any other version of that that feels better for you. Fists for wrists are a great modification if you're taking care of your hands, your wrists, or your shoulders. Or if we don't want to put any weight on our wrists, we put our hands on two blocks and let our hands rest while we still enjoy all the benefits of cat and cow. 5 more cat and cows. We've got about 10 or 15 of those today to really warm up our neck. And then we'll be taking a little rest, either in child's pose or in downward facing dog. So child's pose, we've got as much space as we want between our knees. Our hips are going back towards our heels. So if this doesn't feel nice, especially for your knees, I'll show you some modifications, or your feet. Yeah, so I'm going to show you. So I'll show you one modification for child's, or you could have a block or a thing back here, but if it's your foot, you might be better off. You might be better off on your back and just bringing your knees into chest. So it's the same movement, So we could be enjoying a back stretch, rocking side to side if we're on our backs, or if we're on our fronts in child's pose, massaging our foreheads down on the mat. Or if it's not quite down on the mat today, you can put a block underneath your forehead and massage your forehead there. Let's inhale and come back up to our all fours, either with our blocks or without our blocks. And we'll stretch out our back calf. So let's take the left foot back and reach the heel. So while the heel's reaching, our head is reaching in the other direction, or even your opposite hand if you want to. So a little variation on our twists or our spinal balance. And then the other side, we'll extend this foot, maybe all toes on the mat, reach through the heel, try to stretch our calf, and opposite hand reaches forward and lengthens. Great job. All right, let's make our way to either all fours or downward facing dog. So you can be on all fours or downward dog, where we pedal our feet, or all fours as an option. From either one of these poses, we'll be making our way into a lunge. Our right foot coming up between the hands. So one way to get it there is to grab it behind the thigh or the ankle, walk that right foot up until it's safely up there. Take your time. You can either have your hands on the floor or on your front knee. Lift that back knee up. Hey, beat me up. Good job. You guys are up before me. Rise up into our lunge. Our back heel high if that feels okay for your foot. If not, you can have your heel down slightly. And we'll be pushing just to forward fold. Take your time. Halfway lift, breathe in. Folding, breathing out. All the way back up, breathing in. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders. Give them a little massage. Lifting our elbows up around our shoulder height. And we start to bring our elbows in towards each other in front of our face. Our elbows touch, maybe they don't. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck in. Great stretch for your neck. If you want to add a little more with your neck, you tuck your chin towards your chest as you come down, as the elbows come together. So thinking of being nice to our neck. We'll come back to a straight neck each time. You don't have to look up or anything. On our next one, we'll bring the elbows in front, but there's space between them, shoulder space between them. Then lift the elbows up towards the sky. Then down and back. Now we come forward again. Lift up, down and back. Seeing how that feels, maybe close our eyes and bring some balance into it. Add the breath. It's an inhale as the elbows come forward and up, and exhale as they go back and down. Inhaling forward, exhaling back and down. A few more rounds like that. Last one. We'll bring our hands to our hips and move through some standing sun salutations or sun breaths today. We won't go right down to the mat. Big breath up, inhaling, exhaling halfway down into airplane. Back up, we breathe in. Now a full forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, bring our hands behind our knees today. Inhale, exhale, fold again. Chair pose, breathe in. So bending the knees, lifting the chest up into chair like we're sitting back on a chair. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. This time inhaling all the way up, breathing in, sweeping up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to our sides into mountain pose. And again, inhale, sweep. Exhale, aeroplane, breathe out. Back up, breathe in, both of our feet anchored. Exhale, full forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, strong core. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, lifting up our hearts, bending our knees. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathing in. Exhaling, folding again. All the way up, sweep up, press to the feet, salute the sun. Exhale into mountain pose. We have a few more sun breaths. Up we go, and airplane halfway down. If you want to do a full sun salutation, you can. Come back up. Now a full fold. Exhale. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold. All the way up. Feel the air on your arms. Exhale to mountain, lengthen the crown of the head towards the sky. And again, inhale, sweep. Exhale, airplane. Back up, breathe in. Exhale, dive. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. You guys are reading my mind. All the way up, breathe in. Exhale to a nice strong mountain. A few more. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, airplane. Up we go. Full fold. Halfway. Fold. Chair. Fold. Halfway. Fold. All the way up. Mountain pose, lengthening the spine. One more. Inhale, sweeping. Exhale, airplane. Back up, breathe in. Full dive. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair, breathing in. Exhale, folding. Halfway lift. Fold. All the way up. Exhale to a nice strong mountain pose. Wonderful. Let's bring our hands back behind us. Open up into chest expansion. If you want to, you could do a little dive forward. If it doesn't feel nice for you to have your head below your heart for 10 breaths, then you can keep your head up and relax the shoulders down from our ears. Closing our eyes if it feels good today. If you're on your chair, you're holding on to the back of your chair, reaching your heart forward. If we are folded forward, we'll come all the way back up now. Everybody reaching up to the sky. Hands are apart, palms facing each other. Actively reaching our fingertips up towards the ceiling while we press down into both of our feet. A quarter of the way hinging forward. A small hinge, just a quarter of the way down. The hips are going back a little bit and we're actively reaching. And we rise back up, breathe in. Let's bring our hands to our hearts. Turn that down. I feel like I'm yelling. All right, our warm up is done. Time to move on. I'll turn on the fan over here. If you need more fan action, there's one there, there's one there. Okay, let's go moving on to some chest expansion, some neck stuff while we're in chair pose. So we're gonna work the legs. And if that doesn't feel good, well, you're never stuck in chair. You can straighten your legs whenever you want. We sit back into our chair. Think of the tailbone here, not turning up quite a bit. That's a big over exaggeration, or tucked way under in our chair. Find a nice neutral spot for it. There's a little bit of a tuck and our hands are at our heart. Let's lift one heel, Stretch our foot. And then place that one back down. Other foot. Place that one back down. Wonderful. Arms reach out. Tuck our thumbs into our hands and do some wrist rotations here while we continue to press into both of our feet and we feel our core, our muscles that surround our spine strengthening. Forward fold, breathe out. Amazing job. Halfway lift, hands behind our knees, inhale. Exhale, fold. Back up to chair pose, bending our knees. This time our forearms come in front of us together. If that feels okay, this is a good way to actually keep your chest up as we sit back into our chair, or you're on your chair with me if you want a chair. There's that modification. Let's open up into cactus arms and then bring it back. Kiss our elbows together, hands together, lifting our elbows so they're about in line with our shoulders, then opening up again. This time, back forward into our palms together, forearms together, and then fold. You can keep your hands together if you want, or let them rest and relax. And also let the top of your head rest and relax. Shaking our head no today to gently listening to our body. Nodding our head. Did I just say shaking our head no to listening to our body? Silly me. Shaking our head no to any judgment. You know what I mean. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rising all the way up, inhale. We're stepping our left foot back to turn into that goddess pose again. Bending our knees, toes on angles, and we sit back into our goddess with cactus arms. So we're never again stuck in this pose. At any time you want to straighten out a leg, you can straighten out a leg. Our chest is proud. We're sitting our hips slightly back so that we have strong knees. Love it. Breathe. We'll now bring our hands up. Palms face each other, reaching up towards the sky. Back to cactus arms. Hands to our belly. Check in with your core here. There's a slight tilt forward or under of the pelvis. Let's straighten out our legs. Don't worry, we're going back into that in a second. Turn our toes towards the long edge now of our mat, hands at our hips, and we'll hinge halfway down. Check in with your balance. That might mean for you leaning slightly forward to let your core catch you, pressing into both of our feet, stretching the backs of our legs. Straightening out, lifting up our chest, turning those toes back out on angles towards the top corners of our mat, bending our knees back into goddess pose. Hands on our thighs. Lengthening through our neck, so shoulders down from our ears. Take a moment to notice the muscles of your torso, of your pelvic floor, holding organs. The belly is strong. Up into cactus arms, opening up. We're here for 3 breaths. See if you can keep your mind on at least one of them, a complete inhale and an exhale. Then we reach our arms up for 3 breaths. Never forgetting about our torso. Back to cactus arms. Hands to our belly. Check in. Straightening our legs, turning our toes towards the long edge of our mat. Hands to hips, and we hinge forward. Our belly button drawing up towards the spine. Breathe. If anyone wants to add more of a dive forward, you can. You can let your head go towards the mat. But for some that might not feel good, just stay on up. We rise back up. Tuck our feet in, not all the way to chair pose, but slightly wider than our hips. And then sit into a wide chair squat. Breathe. Feel and listen, activating a few different muscle groups today. We'll bring our right elbow in front and our left elbow under. Our right elbow moving into eagle arms, or give yourself a little hug. Quadriceps should be really active, should be feeling. Let's straighten out, come up. Whew. We'll do the other one with our feet together. So the feet or insides of our feet together, knees together, thighs together. Let's open up our wings. And the other side, so left elbow on top of right, where you could move into eagle arms or just give yourself a hug. So hugging or palms together, bend our knees and sit back into our narrow stance chair pose with eagle arms. So that's a nice stretch between your shoulder blades at the back. We'll open up our wings, straighten out our legs just for a breath, and then right back in. We go back into our chair, knees together, feet together. Great job. And we add a twist on now. Right hand either to right thigh or wrap around your belly, left hand to either your lower back. Other modifications, forearms across the two knees, arm up or back, or elbow down, palms together. A few other options, or be on your chair. Untwist into forward folds. Let the head be heavy. Allow those wonderful muscles of the tops of your thighs to rest a bit as you stretch the backs of your legs. Rising back up to our chair pose, feet together, knees together, chest lifted. As an option, you can add a twist on, reaching your left hand across to the thigh, right hand to the low back, or bringing your forearms to rest on both knees, or one elbow across. Listen to the body. Being able to breathe is the goal of yoga. Being able to breathe through the stressful poses. And forward fold, let it rest. Let the head be heavy. Wonderful. Sweep it all the way up to the sky. Take the feet apart. We'll bring our hands to our hips. Relax the shoulders down. Take a little rock side to side. You've survived that nice strong leg sequence. And we stretched our neck as well. All right, let's move on to our pigeon pose. So you can turn your gaze back up towards me if you want to grab a drink. A good opportunity to grab a drink. Actually, we'll do some warriors. We did pigeon lots last week. We don't want to do too many pigeons. Turn into one. No, thank you. No, I don't want to be a pigeon. Although some of them are pretty cool looking. Right foot forward, left foot back. Let's bend that right knee. I think I'm going to close the door actually. Set you up first. Oh, thanks, Shirley. All right. Warrior one. Our chest facing our front thigh, our front knee, and wherever you want your hands today. They can be at your heart, they could be on your thighs or your hips, or they can be up in warrior pose, reaching while we press down into the feet. Closing our eyes today, bringing our awareness within. Our affirmation for today's practice: my body is balanced and beautiful. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders and draw those elbows together in front, stretching. And then opening. Couple more in our warrior legs with a stretch for our neck. If you want to add your chin tuck, you can. Last one. We'll bring our hands back to our hips, lift our back heel, and take that left foot in a bit so that we can bring the foot down onto the mat and then hinge into our pyramid pose. The hips are going back. The crown of the head is reaching forward. You can keep your hands on your hips. It's a nice spot to be. Working towards bringing both of our feet down, but never locking our front knee. So where we should feel it is in our front leg, mostly down the back of that front leg, but you could feel it in other spots. That's normal. And we'll step right to forward fold. Exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, breathe in. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Step the right foot back into our warrior one. Right foot back, heel goes down, bending your left knee. In our warrior one, wherever you want to have your arms again, at your heart or up, whatever works. Sinking into the legs, anchoring through the soles of the feet. Remembering and reminding ourselves to keep that core long and support our back. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders. Elbows come together in the front, maybe the chin tuck, maybe not. Exhaling and inhaling. Great work. Friends, let's lift that back heel up now. Bring our hands to our hips. I personally usually bring my back foot in a bit. That depends. If you can already get your heel down without it, that's great. We hinge forward. Soften the knees up a bit. Hips go back. You can keep your hands on your hips or bring your hands towards the mat if you want to. But again, hey, you don't have to. Balancing our bodies, feeling balanced today. Forward fold, breathe out. Great stretch for our hips in that practice. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhaling, rising to chair pose. Exhaling, folding again, letting the backs of your legs stretch, the head rest. All the way up, breathe in. Let's bring our hands to our heart. So we'll just be doing a standing back stretch for our balance pose today with an option to turn it into flamingo. So kind of reminds me of summer. Lift up. So our right knee is up, modification on our chair. So we're trying to bring that knee up, holding on to the back of our thigh, pointing our toe down. Finding somewhere to balance. The wall is the best friend for flamingo. Could even bring your knee to the wall and lean forward so that you don't have to hold your knee. You could bring your knee right onto the wall and lean forward and stretch your back that way. Sorry, ladies. As I leave Karen and Jane there. All right, let's do the other side. And then we'll do flamingo on each side first, but we'll hold this one up for what was that, about 20 breaths, I'd say. Either there, or again, if it doesn't feel great to hold that knee up, bring your knee to the wall, lean forward. All right, let's do flamingo. So other side, flamingos do that. We lift up. So you either put your knee on the wall or hold, and now flamingo, we reach the opposite arm up. Or lift the back bottom heel into, or you could lift both hands up. I find it might be easier up here. Down we go. Oh, that little muscle of your calf is not used to lifting up the whole weight of your body. So we can do the other side now. Lift that other knee. You can either keep your hand here or reach both of our arms up. If it feels like something you want to try, you'll lift up that heel. The wall is good for that one because you can lift and then maybe walk your hand up. Promise to stretch our calf out after this and release. Let's make our way down onto the mat. We did a lot of work up top. We will be on all fours to start with. Just to transition to that calf stretch. And it's also going to be good for your foot, for our feet. We definitely have a lot more practice being pigeons than flamingos. So our left toes are going to work towards lining up with our right knee. We try to make sure all 5 toes are on the mat. And the left heel goes down onto the mat and we lift our chest up. So this is where you could put a block back here to sit on, or a mat if this doesn't feel nice, or a block behind your backside. Because we're going to stretch our Achilles. Keep the left heel down and lean forward on this right thigh. Keep the heel down, so it should feel right here. It's not a big movement, but hopefully you feel it down the back of that heel or the back of your leg and ankle. Amazing. Great job. Let's switch sides. So you can use your block or not. Left knee down. Try to line our toes up with the knee, and then that right heel is going down onto the mat. A little bit of space. We want to have that heel underneath our hip. Try to stack our joints here. If it doesn't feel nice to sit back on yourself, then you put a block and or lean forward the weight onto your thigh as you stretch your Achilles on your right side. Be nice, be gentle, be kind. Great job. Let's take a seat. We'll do some more deeper stretches for our neck now. You could be either in your crisscross, or if you find like there's a lot of tightness in your hips and your knees are way up here for your crisscross, slide a little block underneath and that might help them relax down a bit. All right, let's take our, get out of there. Our right ear towards our right shoulder. If it feels good for you, your left hand could go down to the mat, or your right hand could go up to the top of your face here. Could use gravity or the weight of your hand on your head. As you press with the other hand away, breathe. Feel me around, feel me around. Now your right hand will reach down onto your mat and then start to walk away as you lift your left arm up into a little side stretch. You can walk your hand as far away as you want to from your body, or put a block under your forearm. coming up, nice strong core. Other side, left ear towards left shoulder. Might notice one side feels different than the other. You can use your head or your hand as a weight as your right hand presses down into the earth on the other side. Being mindful today of the small joints and muscles, bones in our neck. Small, strong. If you want to now, that left hand will start to walk out onto the mat and we'll sweep our right arm up into our side stretch. Okay, let's bring it in. Our hands will come to our knees, backs of our hands to our knees, reaching nice and long here. All right, then shoulders go up, some circles. We'll keep our hands in front of our knees, going up, back and down. Feels amazing. Your neck's gonna feel so good after this. All right, now our hands will go palms down onto our knees and some seated circles, taking our chest towards our right knee, coming around the front, all the way up. Focusing on that lengthening of the spine. We lengthen forward, chest goes towards the knee, then chest goes towards the shins, then we come back up. Breathing. Inhaling on the way up. We pause and then exhale, start our way down. Take your time, they're nice and slow. Let's do one way in this direction, then we will pause at the top, turn our chest towards our left knee, and then start our seated circles going in the other direction. Reaching long. About 5 more. Then we'll come up on that 5th one, bring both of our arms up. Reaching up, biceps coming somewhere around our ears, or you can have your elbows bent if that feels better for you. A gentle dive forward fold seated, so hands reach down towards the mat. If at any point our knees aren't feeling good, you can uncross. All right, let's rise up, bring our right hand over to our left knee, our left hand back behind us. A little twist. With this left side of our chest open, we'll take our right shoulder towards our right knee and reach our left arm up. So we do a similar thing to this in our class where we're leaning, we're not open across the top chest. So if this is something that doesn't feel nice for you, you don't have to do that, of course. Think of holding on to that opposite knee as the gravity brings you closer to your right knee. All right, we'll rise up, and this left hand, as we continue to hold on to our right knee, will go back. Checking in with our hip joints if they've started to build up some tension, letting that go. And we'll unwind before we do that all on the other side. Let's bring our hands to our knees and flow through some cat and cows here. Exhaling cat, inhaling cow. Tuck the chin and then lift the chin. But you don't have to look up. You can be nice to your neck joints. Last one. Now our left hand going across to our right knee. And our right hand back behind us on the mat for our twist that we normally do. Breathe. Keeping this right shoulder open, taking our left shoulder towards our left knee. So we're keeping that shoulder open and then opening up. Depending on how your neck feels, you can look up at the sky. We rise up, and now that right hand goes back into a more of a high twist, holding on to our opposite knee. Unwind, bring both of our arms up. Inhale and exhale, fold, reaching long, letting our head rest at the bottom. So much more I could add onto these next stretches, but we need to have time for Shavasana. Let's walk those hands back up, draw our knees together and take a moment to roll back onto your backs. There's no rush. Take your time, massage your lower back down on the earth. Close your eyes, let the head, of course, just rest on the mat. We've already done quite a bit of twists, so we don't have to do our spinal twist on the bottom today. We will go into, if it feels good for you, legs up a wall, reaching the feet up towards the sky. If it doesn't feel nice to have your knees straight, you could always bend your knees. You could slide a block underneath your lower back if you'd like to increase the angle of your inversion. Oops. Rest the legs. If it doesn't feel nice to have them up, just keep them bent. We're here for about a minute, maybe even a minute and a half. Hey, Charlene, put your feet on this chair instead. There, now it's more restful. This should be a restful pose. Adjusting as much as we need to today. When our thoughts are quiet, even for just one breath, that can be very beneficial. Softening our jaws. Our eyebrows. Accepting and loving our own bodies today. Contemplate what makes your heart sing. Whether it's maybe swimming or bookstores, coffee with a friend, dancing. Let's try this week to do something, make it a priority, to do something you truly, truly enjoy, that makes your heart sing. Just as I know each and every one of you would tell your friends to go out there, enjoy yourself, take time to tend to your happiness this week. We can stay in legs up a wall or legs on our chair today for Shavasana, or you can now take a moment to settle into a regular Shavasana with our feet down or staying in this position. Got a few moments left. A loving kindness meditation, one of my favorites to do with all ages, actually, especially kids, but I think it suits us as well, quite well. Allow your body and your mind a moment to relax. As we practice today, this loving kindness meditation, go slowly. Allow feelings and emotions to flow through you. Bring your attention inward and feel as if your deeper self today is sending you love. Repeating to yourself silently, may I be safe. May I be free from pain. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from pain. May I be happy. Send yourselves loving feelings. Now turn your attention and your mind to a loved one, perhaps someone who needs a little extra support today. Feel that person in your heart. As you picture them in your mind's eye, ask, may they be safe. May they be free from pain. May they be happy. Repeating this, sending love. May they be safe. May they be free from pain. May they be happy. Thinking now of a neutral person, someone towards whom you don't really hold any good or bad feelings. It's okay if you don't know them. It could be someone you saw on TV or a stranger you saw today, and you can remember what they look like. Send that person some loving kindness and thoughts as you picture them and repeat in your mind twice. May they be safe. May they be free from pain. May they be happy. And one more time. Now think of a person who has caused some tension or difficulty in your life. Don't think about it too much though, but select a person to whom you wouldn't necessarily send loving thoughts to. You don't need to condone any behavior. Just practice and picture this fellow human being and send them kind and loving thoughts. Repeating twice today. Notice the emotions that arise and breathe through them. May they be safe. May they be happy. May they be free from pain. Lastly, thinking of all beings everywhere. You can envision the world or the universe and send heartfelt love and kindness to everyone, everywhere. May all beings be safe. May all beings be free from pain. May all beings be happy. Bringing your attention back to your breath and feeling sensation in your body again. Take as much time as you need today to slowly open your eyes. If our legs are up, we'll bend our knees. If our knees are apart, we'll bring them together. Starting to slowly make our way out of our Shavasana, make any adjustments you need. Start to awaken up the ankles and the wrists. No rush whatsoever. Until you make your way over onto one side of your body. And then all the way up into an easy seated position. When you're ready, slowly making our way up, relaxing the shoulders down from the ears, our neck feeling long, loose, feeling good. Let's take a big breath up and inhale, reach our arms up for the sun. Exhale, draw our hands to our hearts. Breathing in, our bodies are balanced today. Let's reach back up, breathing in balance. Breathing out any last bits of tension. One more breath in, and may you be safe, free from pain, and happy. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon as we get almost to afternoon now. Hopefully your necks are feeling good. Bye, Pauline.
That was the best time in my class.